Okay, so sorry for the glitch, guys, but I'm trying to connect to Facebook. I hope this works. Oh, okay. So I think I'm connected to Facebook as well. Let's just take a look. So today I am going live on YouTube at the same time, hopefully Facebook, and the Facebook group that I'm going live in is Chi-Fi Love. So not too sure if it's there or not. Should I? Oh yeah, I can go live now. Okay, so there's a few setups or a few buttons that I need to click on, so please bear with me. I think I'm live now. So hi guys, welcome to my live stream, and in this live stream I'm going to review this Wizard BS1. Okay, let me just check my settings if everything's there. Can you see? Yep, nice and bright. Okay, so yeah, so this is the Wizard BS1, right? So this is more of a hybrid of a earbud and IEM. Okay, so very nice box. So let's just take a look again. Sorry, I'm my first time going live with both platforms on Facebook and YouTube. So let's just take a look at my okay, and if Facebook is live. Okay, yes, so Facebook and YouTube, guys. All right, so my first time. All right, so this is the review of the Wizard BS1, right? As you can see, okay, so it comes in a box like this, all right? It's current. Let's just go to the web page. All right, so this is selling for $24.50, right? And you can choose the one with the mic or the one without the mic, right? So the one with the mic is just a little bit more expensive. It's about $26.50, all right? And yeah, right. So basically, this is a 13.6 mil composite diaphragm, diameter and type of IEM. It's a hybrid, right? IEM, and it's got an open back here. Let me just go back to my screen here. Okay, so yeah, so this focus, right? So this is an open back, right? As you can see, it's an open back, right? And it's got a 13.6 mil driver, a pretty huge driver. And the specs on these, let me just go back again. Okay, right. Okay, so it's an open back design, and it's got a 13.6 mil driver. And let's go to the specs at the bottom here. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so it's got sensitivity of 109 dB, and the impedance is 18 ohms. Okay, so it comes in a box like this. All right, so let's just go back to my main screen. Yep, so it comes in a box like this, right? And it's a pretty nice box, right? I might say. The IEM sits in here. It's got a nice pull tab, right? And they give quite a bunch of ear tips right here. So I'm gonna just show you the two types of ear tips. In total, they give 6 pairs of ear tips. Okay, so they do provide the narrow bore ear tip, okay, and the other one is the wide bore. So if you prefer more treble, you can use the wide bore, and if you prefer more bass, you can use the narrow bore. Okay, and it comes with this wire clip as well. Okay, now let's move on to the IEM itself, or the hybrid of the IEM. So the cable is, well, to be honest, I'm not a fan of this cable. It's a fabric type of cable, and it kinks, right? You can see the kink right here. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, so it's a kink right here. So it tangles up pretty easily. So I'm not really a fan of this cable, right? Yeah, but it comes with this cable Velcro kind of thing, right? And it's got a Whizzer on it. The headphone connector is a 3.5 headphone jack, and it's got a Y splitter here. Okay, and the cable is not detachable, right? So it will not detach from the earpiece itself, right? So but yeah, it is what it is. So if your cable breaks, then you will need to change the entire device again. You need to buy a new one. Okay, so this is how it looks like. This is the open back here, as you can see, right? And on the inside here, you can see it's an earbud, right? So you can see the open vent right here, and the nozzle itself. Okay, the nozzle is a narrow type of nozzle. Okay, so it's pretty standard type of thing, and the whole thing is made of plastic, so it's pretty light on the ears. Okay, so in terms of fit and comfort, I feel that it's pretty okay. It just goes in. You don't need to hook it to your ear, so it just goes into your ear just like a normal earbud, but it creates a seal. So that's why it's called a hybrid. It goes into your ears like this, and it creates a seal. So you need to wriggle it a little bit so that you get that seal. So in terms of the seal, you get maybe about 60% of reduction of the ambient sound. You don't get 100% seal, but it's pretty good. And also you can choose if you don't want to have 100% or 60% seal or cutoff from your ambient sound, your surrounding. Just push it in and don't get the seal, so you can still hear what's going on around you. So you can have that choice for that matter. Okay, so it's a pretty good design, I would say, a hybrid design. Okay, so let's so fit and comfort is okay. I kind of wish the cable was a better cable, but yeah, not really a fan of this cable, right? Okay, so let's talk about the sound. All right, so let's go to my graph. Okay, I have graphed this hybrid IEM. All right, so this is how the graph looks like. Okay, now let's talk about the sub bass and the mid bass. So as you can see from the graph, this pair of IEMs, they are not bass emphasis. So sub bass, I would say, is a bit recessed. Okay, you won't get much of the sub bass, that rumble and that extension of the rumble, but it's present. Okay, it's not overwhelming. It does not bleed, especially the mid bass. It does not bleed into your mids. And overall, it's more of a subtle type of bass, and it gives you that presence as when needed, especially in certain tracks. So I think sub bass, the note weight is there. It's a pretty good, nice and natural timbre to the sub bass and the mid bass. You feel that the thump is a bit lacking, but it's got a good timbre to it. Okay, it's not light, it's not thin. Okay, but you can see that elevation somewhere in the maybe the 500 hertz portion. You can see that there is a bit of hump there, right? So I would say impact is sufficient. It's not a very impactful mid bass, and it's not a very resonating rumble in terms of the sub bass. Okay, mids. All right, so mids, I would say it's just a little bit recessed, but I find that the mids are very soothing to listen to, right? It's got very natural tone and timbre to it. The instruments, they sound correct, they sound natural, they don't sound artificial. And the transition from the mid bass to the mids is very smooth. So you won't feel that very present and intruding type of mid bass, that your mids is forward enough to be audible. Okay, so I think the mids, as in the maybe the violins, the pianos, they sound natural and got nice, good, natural tone to it with a good note weight. Vocals, male vocals, they sound natural as well. They don't sound authoritative. It's not really forward. At the same time, they are not laid back, right? They don't sound too laid back and behind the mix in terms of the bass and the treble. They're just nice, right? Just nice in the mix. But you know, it's not that kind of I'm in your face, I'm right there, a very in the middle type of presentation for the male vocals. So I would say male vocals, they sound okay, right? Because the bass does not elevate the natural deep tone of the male vocals. But don't get me wrong, male vocals, they don't sound thin, right? They sound natural. It's just that it's a little bit lacking in the authority of the presence of the male vocal in the entire mix itself. For female vocals, right? Female vocals, they sound really sparkly. They are energetic. They sound really good. They sound really clear and very present in the mix, right? So in terms of female vocals, I really do enjoy listening to female vocals on these, and they sound really nice, and they don't sound harsh. Okay, that's the main thing. They don't sound harsh. They don't sound sibilant, and they don't sound shouty as well. So I really enjoyed female vocals and listening to female vocals on these, and also instruments, right? Things like guitars, violins. I really do enjoy listening to these instruments on the BS1. Okay, so that brings me to the treble. So it's got a very good, nice transition to the treble as well. The treble is nice and well controlled. The roll off is pretty good, very, very far roll off. Okay, very good roll off, a very natural roll off. Cymbal strikes, they sound really natural. They don't cut off very abruptly, and they sparkle. So I wouldn't say it's a very bright IEM, right? It's not bright, and it's not muted as well. I don't say that the treble is muted. I would say that, you know, the treble is very nice and smooth in terms of the roll off, and it's got a nice bright signature to the female vocals, the cymbal strikes, and the violins, and those with a very nice high octave instruments. So in terms of treble, I do enjoy that overall mix, the presence of the treble on these BS1. Okay, soundstage. Right, soundstage is quite wide. Right, it's pretty substantial in terms of the depth. Right, it's got a good depth to it. Instruments are quite spaced out. It's not in your head type of soundstage. And also, if you don't get that seal, right, even if you get that seal, it affects the soundstage a little bit. So the tip, the ear tip, also makes a difference to the soundstage. So it depends on how you put it in your ear and what type of tips you use, right? So most of the time I get that seal, and with that seal you get a pretty nice wide to the side type of soundstage, and it's got nice depth. Okay, imaging is really good as well. So imaging is nice and well spaced out, as I mentioned. Instruments is quite separated, right? You can actually identify where the instruments are coming from. So in terms of imaging, these are great. Okay, the detail retrieval and the resolution, I would say it's okay, right? It's not the clearest and the most resolute IEM that I've tried. So in terms of detail retrieval and resolution, I would say it's not the best, not the worst as well. I've tried worse, okay, but yeah, these are pretty okay in terms of detail retrieval, resolution. Some nuances are not, audible, and there are some, details that I look out for on certain tracks. Sometimes I don't pick it up. So yeah, it's not the best in terms of the detail retrieval and the resolution. But hey, I mean, it's $24 or $26, right? 26 US dollars is a budget IEM in my opinion, right? So for that price, I would say this is a pretty good earbud to get, right? Pretty good budget earbud to get, and it's pretty easy to put on, right? It's just plug it in and that's it. Okay, it's very easy to use. Okay, so do I recommend this earbud? Yeah, I do. The only thing I don't really like, in fact, is the cable, as I mentioned. It's not a great cable, and it's pretty hard to coil, all right, and to keep, right? But other than that, in terms of the sound, all right, I would say it's got good treble, right? Good treble. Bass is a little bit lacking for me, right? But it's sufficient. But overall, if you like listening to vocals, especially female vocals, and violins and pianos, instruments, okay, not so much on heavy metal and those EDM type of genre of music, then yeah, I wouldn't recommend this for those type of music. But if you listen to more instrumental vocals, those more of a jazzy type of music, then yeah, I would recommend this IEM. Okay, so that concludes my review of this Wizard BS1. Do you like it? Right. So let's take a look at the comments if I have any. Okay, Gazo, somebody commented something, but yeah, so that concludes my review. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me in this live stream, please go ahead, all right? And I'll just end my review here for now so that I can edit it in my post-production. So let's move on to Q&A. If you have any questions that you want to ask about this Wizard BS1, or for anything for that matter. I mean, if you guys got any questions that you want to ask me, Let's give it about 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes for Q&A session. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, there seems to be more people watching. Okay, so maybe I'll just show you guys again. So this is a $24 IEM. Oh, it's okay. So I have a question. Unrev, are you going to try Moondrop's new entry level IEM Chew? Yes, definitely. It's on the way. And once I have it in my hands, I will definitely make a review of the Moondrop Chew. Okay, looks pretty interesting. I like the box of it. I kind of like the whole package and how it looks. The girl looks nice. Okay, yeah. So I kind of like that presentation, but it's just that one thing I saw, what I noticed is that on that chew, the cable is not detachable as well. So yeah, I'm not a fan of those type of cables, if you ask me, because I'm kind of careless when it comes to cables. Sometimes I tug at it, I pull, and sometimes it strips, and then I will need to buy a new one. Okay, but the thing about these IEMs, especially cables that are not detachable, these cables, these IEMs, they don't sell really expensive. Okay, so yeah, kind of have to buy a new one if you're gonna strip your cable. Okay, any more questions? I'm open to any questions. And Eric on the Facebook. Hi, Eric. Nice to see you here, mate. Quality is good. Thank you very much. By the way, if you guys have any suggestions for me to improve my live stream, just let me know and I will add it to my list of things to do. All right, so I guess for now, not much of a comments or questions. And yeah, if there's no more questions, I shall end my live stream now. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching my live stream and the review of the Wizard BS1. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, and if you did, do please share with your friends about my channel. I do mostly unboxing and reviews of audio products, and let them know, share the love, and I can do more of this type of reviews. Right, so I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next live stream. Cheers. Bye.